Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today's question is, can Green Lantern contain Godzilla in a power ring prison? This question was asked by a user, and honestly, this is an awesome question. I think the answer is a big fat maybe, but there are definitely some things we need to discuss here. Now, before I get into this, just want to make sure people understand that yes, this is my channel where we talk about all things related to DC Comics, or anything that interests me. And since I've been reviewing and talking about Godzilla a lot lately, questions like this always tend to pop up. So I'm doing a video on it. It's not because I love Godzilla so much. Well, okay, maybe it is a little bit, but not entirely. So, for those of you who don't know, the power ring of the Green Lanterns can do just about anything. But the key thing to remember about these rings is that they only have enough power to contain something for 24 hours. Now, there are many exceptions to this rule, but we're going with the base rule today. Also, another key thing to note is that the person wearing the ring has to be willing to tap into the full potential of their ring. Sometimes it takes great willpower for them to do so, and that means that if a Green Lantern doesn't believe they have what it takes to stop an enemy, they will fail. So, let's say our Green Lantern of choice is John Stewart. He's probably one of the strongest Green Lanterns out there, but even still, he's probably a little hesitant to try and contain Godzilla. And I think Godzilla would pick up on this hesitancy, and he would smell fear. In fact, I think it would anger him, which would cause him to become even more powerful. Godzilla is a nuclear-powered monster. He's almost immortal, and he's extremely intelligent. He might be a beast, but he's not stupid. He knows his own strengths and weaknesses, and he plays to them. He knows when someone is scared of him, and he will use that against them. But let's pretend for a second that John Stewart wasn't scared at all. He's confident he can do this. He puts his ring to the test. What happens next? The power ring immediately surrounds Godzilla with a construct, one that would hold him down. But Godzilla is stronger than any human and probably any construct that the ring can come up with. So what does John do? He enlarges the construct until it becomes a cage made of pure willpower, a cage made of emerald energy. This cage would contain Godzilla, but only for a little while. You see, the power ring can only hold something for 24 hours. And since Godzilla is so massive, containing him is going to take up a lot of energy from the ring. So I'd say that John Stewart could contain Godzilla for a few hours, maybe a few days. But eventually, the ring would run out of power and Godzilla would break free. Okay, so let's say we give John Stewart a little help here. Let's say he gets back up. He calls in Kyle Rayner, one of the most powerful Green Lanterns ever. In fact, Kyle is so powerful that his ring literally created its own universe for him to escape to during the final battle against the Anti-Monitor. So let's say that John Stewart and Kyle Rayner team up to try and contain Godzilla. Could they do it? They could, but I don't think it would last very long. First, they would need to come up with some sort of plan here. They can't just throw Godzilla in a cell. They're going to have to do something clever, something that will allow them to keep Godzilla contained without having to fight him directly. So how about this? Kyle and John each put their rings to work creating constructs that act like nets. They wait until Godzilla least expects it and they drop the nets over him. At the same time, they imprison him within a small space, effectively making it impossible for him to move around freely. Godzilla is now trapped. But what happens next? Will he stay trapped? Of course not. He'll break free. But the question is, how long will it take him? Maybe a few minutes? Maybe an hour? I'd say that Kyle and John could probably hold out for a few hours at least, but eventually they would have to switch tactics. They need to find a way to keep Godzilla contained indefinitely. The obvious solution here would be to shrink Godzilla down and then put him in a small box somewhere. That would keep him contained, right? Well, there's a problem with that. You see, shrinking someone down doesn't necessarily mean that you're also shrinking their power level. In fact, I think shrinking Godzilla would actually increase his power level. That's because Godzilla is nuclear-powered. He's like a human being in that regard. If you shrunk him down, he wouldn't be able to sustain himself. He would literally burn out. The only reason why he's so massive is because he needs to be. It allows him to sustain himself for long periods of time. So shrinking Godzilla down wouldn't work. I think the only real option left for the Green Lanterns is to send Godzilla away. But where would they send him? They can't just send him off to Spidey Island or Gorilla Grodd's jungle. Those places are inhabited by other beings, and they would be destroyed by Godzilla. So the Green Lanterns have a tough decision to make. They need to find some place that's uninhabited, some place where Godzilla won't destroy anything. But where would that be? How about the moon? The moon isn't inhabited as far as we know. So why not send Godzilla there? There's only one problem with this plan. How do they keep him from coming back? You see, once Godzilla is sent to the moon, he might not leave. He might decide to stay there and set up shop, which would be bad news for the Green Lanterns. They would have failed. So this is where I think the Green Lanterns should call in some heavy hitters. We already have John Stewart and Kyle Rayner, two of the most powerful Green Lanterns ever. But how about Guy Gardner? Guy is probably the most reckless Green Lantern ever. He is known for his brash attitude and his willingness to do whatever it takes to get the job done. And what about Hal Jordan? Hal is probably the most skilled Green Lantern ever. He is a natural leader, and he is always willing to put himself on the line to protect the innocent. These four Green Lanterns, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, and Hal Jordan, they work together. They managed to contain Godzilla and send him to the moon. But this isn't easy. It takes all of their strength to pull off, and even then, they're not sure that they can keep him there. Godzilla is too powerful. He's too smart. He has gone nah find a way to break free, and he has gone nah come right back to Earth. And this is where I think the Green Lanterns really need to bring the pain. They need to call in the heavy artillery, and they need to bring it fast. Who am I talking about? How about the Guardians of the Universe? These cosmic beings are incredibly powerful. They're the ones who oversee the Green Lantern Corps, and they're the ones who decide who gets to be a Green Lantern and who doesn't. The Guardians have been known to wipe out entire planets just to preserve the balance of the universe, so they're not afraid to get their hands dirty. They're not afraid to use deadly force, and they're definitely not afraid to take out Godzilla. With the help of the Guardians, the Green Lanterns are able to keep Godzilla on the moon. They use all of their combined power to imprison him there, to make sure that he can never escape. The Guardians even place a special ring on Godzilla's head, a ring that'll keep him from ever leaving the moon. It's a desperate move, but it works. For now, Godzilla is contained. The Green Lanterns have won, but they know that this is only a temporary victory. Godzilla is too powerful. He's too smart. He has gone nah find a way to break free, and he has gone nah come right back to Earth. But hey, that's what the Green Lanterns are there for, right? To protect the innocent? To uphold peace in the universe? That's why they have rings that allow them to do pretty much anything. So yeah, this was a fun one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I post new videos every day, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.